Okay, so Bezalel Smotrich, who I'm pretty sure is the finance minister of the Israeli regime, was talking to this person. I don't even know like what show this is. I guess it's some Israeli show. And you always hear Zionists being like, we're just trying to defend ourselves. You know, this isn't about expansion or imperialism or Western colonialism. This is just about defending ourselves, okay? We live in a bad neighborhood, but not really, because this psycho, oh yeah, O'Day, I've searched the Greater Israel map. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, and I've made videos about it before too. So this psycho is, as they all pretend, that this is just about self-defense and this is just about how they're just this teeny little country in a bad neighborhood full of very scary Arab nations, literally comes out and says the quiet part out loud, which is they want Greater Israel expansion, which is what? It's how they want to. Hold on. I'm going to have to show the map. Greater Israel. Just for those of you who don't know. Okay. So okay. So do you see this? So when they say Greater Israel, they're talking literally, okay, this is so insane, about parts of Syria, parts of Saudi Arabia, all of Palestine, parts of Egypt, parts of Iraq and Lebanon. Wait, what's this? What's this little squiggly thing above Palestine? What's that little squiggly thing behind above Palestine? Like that is in Syria? What is that? No. Jordan is next to it. I'm talking about above it. Lebanon. I'm sorry. Embarrassing. I should have known that. Lol. Yeah, Lebanon. Okay. So Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Lebanon. Why didn't I know that? Of course I should have known that. Lebanon is the northern, Egypt is the southern. Okay. So we have Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt. And even parts of Turkey. You're right. So, American geography. Ahaha. That's true. Most of us don't know anything about geography, but to be fair to myself, okay, I didn't go to school. So, not that a lot of people who went to school know this anyway, but I didn't go to school, okay? So give me a break. I'm trying. And Kuwait. That's correct. Okay. So, these lunatics are talking about, yes, you're right, O'Day, Kuwait as well, are talking about Greater Israel. And that means they want to take all of this, okay? But they'll lie, right? And they'll be like, we're just trying to defend ourselves. No, you're not. This is not defense. This is not about defense. It never was. It was always about taking Palestine and then expanding into this lunacy. Because look at this. Netanyahu literally showing this map. Like, what is this? Like, he's literally shown up to the UN with this. Calling them the curse. Syria, Iraq, and Iran, the curse. Totally insane. Totally insane. Thank you, Jamalia, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting my channel, which, by the way, guys, I'm only about like 800 subscribers until 10,000, which is very exciting. Very exciting. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for your big heart, my love and deepest respect. Oh, that's really sweet. Free America from APEC. Yeah, for real. From your mouth to God's ear. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is so crazy, you guys. Okay, so now with that context, which again, obviously, if you live anywhere in the Middle East, you already know this. This is for people who are in America who may be like me and have been uneducated and didn't know this. But this is psychotic, okay? And here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. They actually talk pretty openly about this in Israeli media, and they don't cover it in the West at all. They don't cover it in the West at all. You never see any of the crazy shit that the Israelis say on their own networks or on their own podcasts. You never see it covered here. The only reason why I see it is because I follow a lot of Arab creators and I follow a lot of like Middle East channels. So I see it and on Twitter and stuff. But in our main, like mainstream media, they don't talk about this at all. Okay, so let's go back to this lunatic. And he's talking to some person, I guess.
אני רוצה מדינה יהודית.
שזה אומר מה?
מדינה יהודית. זה נורא נורא מורכב.
Can you guys
מדינה
see it?
שמתנהגת לפי...
Because obviously the subtitles. I want to make sure you guys can see it. Hold on.
אני רוצה מדינה יהודית.
שזה
I
אומר
want
מה?
a Jewish
מדינה יהודית.
state, a Jewish
זה נורא נורא
very
מורכב.
complicated.
זה מדינה שמתנהגת לפי עולם ערכים
Take
של
that
העם
over. It's
היהודי.
according to the
הריבונות
values
של ישראל מתחילה
in the state of Israel.
בים ונגמרת בנהר. בשלב הזה, או שבעצם אנחנו גם יוצאים את עבר הירדן? בשלב הבא.
בסדר, לאט לאט. כתוב בחז"ל שעתידה ישראל, עתידה ירושלים להתרחב עד דמשק.
To expand to Damascus.
רק ירושלים, עד דמשק.
Bezalel Smotrich a une vision maximaliste de la terre promise. Elle inclut les territoires
It includes
palestiniens,
all of Palestinian
mais aussi
land,
des territoires en Jordanie,
but also lands in Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, and Iraq,
en Syrie, au Liban, en Irak, en Égypte
and
ou
Egypt,
encore en Arabie
even in
Saoudite.
Saudi Arabia.
Une vision certes radicale, mais admise dans le débat public en
This is
Israël.
one of Israel's public
שזה
discourse.
אומר מה?
That is so insane. Also, like, these people are crazy. So you're like, oh, I'm just gonna take it because my religion tells me I can. Like, you're a psycho. You can't just take other people's shit because your religion tells you so. Right. And then Zionists get mad and cry when you say from the river to the sea. But again, every accusation is a confession. So they're like, don't say from the river to the sea. Remember when Elon Musk banned it from Twitter? Like, don't say from the river to the sea. But then he's like, nah, brah. We're talking past from the river to the sea, okay? We don't just want from the river to the sea. We want past it. We want into Damascus. Like, insane. This is so crazy. And what is so insane is that they want to do this insane plan that they think is their right. They think it's their God-given right. And in order to carry out this plan, what would they need to do? They would need to kill a lot of people. Like, this is psycho. By the way, I don't give a fuck what your religion says. You're not special. I don't give a fuck what your religion says. Also, that's not how we make laws now. Like, it's 2024. I don't care what your book said thousands of years ago. This is the modern age of like nation states. You don't just get to go and take other people's land in the modern day because your book told you could. Like, this is insanity. It's actually insane. Is that the only thing on him? Yeah, there was a video I saw on Instagram of this guy. Wonder if I could find it. Because it's not just Smotrich. This is like, as the person pointed out in this clip, like mainstream view of what how Israelis feel. Hold on, let me see if I can find that clip. How do you go to your saved? Here we go. I got it. Wait a minute. Oh, I thought I saved it. Did I not? Okay, I think Rania posted it. It's just like so deranged. Yeah, here it is. This is another one, you guys. Like, yeah, for real. For real. It's ridiculous. It's such a joke. It's such a joke. Anybody who's paying even a little bit of attention knows that that's a joke. Okay, but listen to this. Because again, this isn't just Smotrich, the finance minister. This is like this is mainstream accepted thought there. Imagine a Palestinian saying that. Like literally, they cry if anyone says from the river to the sea. They cry. But imagine, like, Palestinians don't say anything like this. Palestinians don't say anything like this. Imagine if a Palestinian said any of this. It is so psychotic. But then, again, every accusation is a confession. Every accusation is a confession. Everything that the Israelis accuse and Zionists accuse Palestinians of doing are things that they do. Like, every time. Every time.
כערבים, בעזרת השם, או שהם יעבדו אצלנו ויהיו ילדים טובים, או שאנחנו נזרוק אחד למדינות שלהם. ואותכם איתם ביחד. לא מפחידים לשלוח כאן את ההפך, אני גאה בזה. והארץ שלנו, הארץ שלמה.
Yes, that's settled in Lebanon. Gaza,
כערבים, בעזרת השם, או
wait.
יהיו ילדים טובים, או שאנחנו נזרוק אחד למדינות שלהם.
Like, it's so rageful. Okay, so yes, you're going to settle in Lebanon, Gaza, everything will be settled, all the settlements will be Jewish, and the Arabs, with God's help, either they will work for us, if they will, act like good children, or we will throw them out one by one of their countries. And you, together with them, I'm not afraid that you are killing me. On the contrary, I am proud of this. We are Jews, and ours the whole absolutely psychotic. Like, imagine if an Arab said that. O'Day said, I can confirm the subtitles if anyone thinks it's fake. Yeah, that is insane. Oh, you couldn't hear me? Do you guys want me to replay it and mute it? Do you guys want me to play it and remute it? Yeah, but Donald, something that I will say too is that though, this is one of the examples of what I say that like they never show this in Western media. Like they never show it. The only reason why we can see this stuff now is because of social media and who we follow. But like you would never see that clip on any of the major networks like NBC, MSNBC, like any of the corporate news networks, you wouldn't see it. Okay, sorry guys, I'll replay it. I guess people couldn't hear me translate or reading the subtitles, and I'll just mute it and read it. But this guy is a psycho. The fact that you would so openly say that you're going to take their land is just so endlessly deranged. Like I actually can't. Like, it's so psycho. Okay. He said, yes, we are going to settle in Lebanon, Gaza. Everything will be settled. All the settlements will be Jewish. And the Arabs, with God's help, either way, they will work for us if they will act like good children, or we will throw them one by one into other countries, in their countries. And you, together with them. And then he stops and goes, I'm not afraid that you're filming me. On the contrary, I am proud. We are Jews. And the country is ours, the whole country. Absolutely psychotic and deranged. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I just want you, I mean, it's so crazy. I cannot imagine an Arab person saying that. And again, you'll never see this in our mainstream media. You'll never see this in our media. You guys, our media and our politicians freak out all the time because they say that Putin is an imperialist who is trying to take over parts of Europe. You'll hear a lot, like our politicians and stuff go, Putin, you think he'll stop at Ukraine? What stops him from going into Poland? Okay? Like, you hear that all the time. But you don't hear any of our media or Western outlets talking about these psychos, these lunatics being like, nah, we're proud. We're going to take Lebanon. We're going to take Gaza. We're going to take Syria. We're going to take Iraq. Like, it's so crazy. Oh my gosh. Like, it's just, it's actually mind-blowing. Yeah, Sky News. Yeah. Yeah, British media is trash too. Donald, the reason why people care about immigration in this election cycle more than they do about anything else is because that's all our media talks about. Like, that's all our media talks about. Which, by the way, in case anybody doesn't know, there is no immigration crisis here in the States. It's just hysteria from the Republicans because they're trying to win an election. It happens every time. Every time we have an election in the U.S., the Republican strategy is to just make up lies and fearmonger and do hysteria about immigration. Like, every time. Like clockwork. There is no immigration crisis. Yeah, Sky News is garbage. The BBC is garbage. Like, any Western outlet, you don't see that on. And again, that's one of the reasons why I didn't know about the whole Palestine thing for so long, because I never saw it anywhere in Western media, ever. It wasn't until I started following people who were in the Middle East or who covered it on social media that I started seeing the truth. Thank you, O'Day, for the super chat. Put yourself in the place of the Palestinians. You are dealing with this shit for decades, and the West looks at you guys and says, why are you so... Yeah, I can't imagine it. Like, I can't imagine it. It actually makes me feel insane, and it's not even me. Like, I can't imagine, O'Day, what you guys must feel, because it is so crazy. Like I said, it's not even me dealing with it, but the more that I learn about the Palestinian struggle and what has happened to the Palestinians, the more it makes me crazy. Like, I'm like, wait a second. Like, the way our media in the West talks about the Palestinians, like, oh, Palestinians, they just hate Jews. Why are they so radical? Why are they so radical? Like, it's insane. And the reason O'Day, like what O'Day's pointing out here, again, the reason why that happens is because all of Western media just lies on behalf of the Israeli regime. They never talk about what is actually happening. They never show you those radical extreme Zionists. They never show you those crazy people. They never show you what the Israelis actually say about wanting to expand and take land. They don't show you that. They never do. They never even show you, like, life from the Palestinian perspective. They never do. All the West does is show it from the Israeli perspective and talk about how Israel's our ally and they're so innocent and they're just trying to live and all the Arabs are trying to kill them. Like, that's how all Western media talks about it. It's insane. And once you realize the truth, like what O'Day is saying, like once you realize that all of Western media is lying, they're just lying. It's all propaganda to protect the Israeli regime. That all of the West is lying and doing propaganda to protect the Israeli regime. And you realize that it's the opposite, that the Palestinians are the ones that are fighting for their existence and that the Israelis are the aggressors. It actually makes you feel crazy. Like, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Yeah, I don't have the answer to that. I can't imagine what's to live under a brutal occupation, betrayed by the whole world, especially Arab neighbors. So I can't imagine that either. Like, it's epic levels of gaslighting. Like, epic levels of gaslighting. Like, the Palestinians live under this brutal occupation, and then they're told they're the bad guys. Like, the Palestinians are victimized, and then they're told they're the bad guys. Like, it's crazy. As far as the Arab neighbors thing goes, I honestly do not know the answer to that. I don't know why the surrounding Arab nations are not, like, more livid, that they don't intervene more. I'm not I don't know. Well, it sucks. Yeah, that's horrible. Oh, that's a good point from Da Vinci. You know what happened in Iraq and Libya, then you know why they don't do anything. I mean, that's a good point. Because then they get attacked too. Yeah, and also what O'Day just said, which is also true, that a lot of these governments, the Arab governments, are puppets for the US. I know that's definitely true about Egypt. Like, I'm sure you guys heard this, but like Egypt, literally, their government officials were doing bribe deals with our politicians here in the United States. Like, one of our senators in New Jersey got indicted for bribes he was taking from the Egyptian government. He literally had gold bars in his house. And they always lie and say, the West always lies and says that and Zionists always lie and say that the only reason why there's not peace is because the Palestinians are so violent, which is such a racist thing to say. Like, it's so racist. Like, they always say it. They go, like, I'm sure you guys have heard this talking point before. They'll go, oh, no one wants to take the Palestinians. Egypt doesn't want the Palestinians. Jordan doesn't want the Palestinians because they're so violent, which is so racist. Because what they're saying is that Palestinians are so inferior and like naturally violent that not even the Arab nations want them. Hold on a sec. My dog is crying. Sorry, guys. I had to let my dog out. Oh, yeah, they always use our taxes for scam crap. All right, wait, what did I miss here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the president of Egypt was helping Trump too. Yeah, same with the Saudis. After Trump got out of office, his trash son-in-law, the one who said that they would make great condos and high rises in Gaza and that we should push the Palestinians out to the Negev desert, he did like a $2 billion deal with the Saudis after Trump left office, like corrupt as fuck. But I guess it's fine that Saudi Arabia is giving money to Jared Kushner and Egypt was giving money to help Trump because, you know, they're our allies. Oh, yeah, totally. It's always scapegoating the other. No, I didn't see Bassem Youssef's new video. What's it about, Ozo? What's it about? It's hard agreeing with Kamala, but she's right. Dictators love Trump. True. True. Because he wants to be a dictator. No matter who wins the election, Israel won't lose. Yeah, unfortunately, that's true because our government is incredibly corrupt and they're all Zionists. They're all Zionists. So, yeah. That is the only way. That is the only way that it will change is more and more people have to fight in America. And it's hard too because now that people are waking up and more people see what's happening in Gaza and more Americans are standing up to it, they're cracking down on people even harder here, right? Like the way they cracked down on student protesters at the college campuses this last summer and spring, they're trying to pass laws. You saw those laws that passed through the House of Representatives that they were trying to push through the Senate to ban, to make it illegal for Americans to protest the Israeli regime. They're trying to make it illegal to boycott the Israeli regime. So like, even as Americans are starting to wake up and be against the Israeli regime, you immediately see our government, Congress, starting to try to pass laws to make it illegal for Americans to criticize them. It's absolutely insane. And it's unconstitutional. It's against the First Amendment, but they're trying to do it anyway. American voters do have all the power to, well, somewhat, because, you know, let's not kid ourselves and pretend that America is some great democracy where we have a voice. Like, yeah, we can vote, but the rulers of this country, the real rulers of this country, they get their way no matter what. And you saw what happened when people go out in the street and protest. They crack their heads and arrest them and put militarized police on them. I actually just made a video about this, that they just changed their guidance in the DOD to say that American military can turn their lethality on protesters, on American citizens, very conveniently, just in time for the election. Have you decided who you are voting for? I have. I'm a little stressed out about starting to talk about it publicly because I know that I'm going to get relentlessly attacked. I'm going to get relentlessly attacked. But I have to be honest. I've got to be honest with you guys. I got to be honest with my community here and on all the social media platforms. And I just got to accept that I'm going to get attacked. You know, I get attacked all the time anyway. I get attacked by liberals. I get attacked by blue MAGA. I get attacked by leftists. I get attacked by Green Party voters. I get attacked by communists. I get attacked by whoever. I get attacked the most by Zionists, more so than anyone by Zionists. So I'm going to get attacked anyway. So it's important that I be true to myself, you know? First of all, donut, apostle. It's not she. I am non-binary, so I use they, them pronouns. And I would rather crawl over broken glass without clothes on and then eat the broken glass while drilling screws into my toes than vote for Donald Trump. Thank you. I hope that that's clear. I would never vote for Trump. Everything that people try to make good about him is a lie. Oh, they say, oh, he's anti-war. He's not anti-war. He's the one that dropped the mother of all bombs on Afghanistan. He tried to start a war with Iran. Does no one remember that he killed Qasem Soleimani? Like, please. Neomot, Maine, the Democrats unleashed COVID during the Trump. No, that's, bro, that's not, that. I hope you're joking because that's ridiculous. With all due respect, I think it's a loose situation regardless of who do you decide. Well, that's true. That's true. I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. Oh, you're wonderful, O'Day. You really are wonderful. Yeah, so I have decided who I'm voting for. And like I said, it's gonna, non-binary just means that I don't identify as either a man or a woman. It's neither. I'm both. I'm neither. I'm both. That's what non-binary means. It means you just don't identify as either. I'm part of the gay agenda. I'm part of the LGBTQ plus agenda. You guys, why do you think Zionists always tell me to go to Gaza and say I'd be thrown off a roof? They do that because they know that I'm non-binary and I'm LGBTQ plus. And they'll say, go to Gaza. They'll throw you off a roof because they hate queer people. Like, that's why they always do that routine. But can I bear children? I can. And I won't because I don't want them. I do not want them. Yes, I was born female. Yes, I was assigned female at birth, but I do not identify that way. And I'm an American. I'm an American, so I can identify however the fuck I want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, of course, I would never, ever, 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 ever vote for Trump. Like, Trump is a racist piece of shit. He's a Zionist. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem. You know, he uses Palestinian as a slur. Like, the thing that pisses me off about conservatives or Trump voters is that people who are on the left, like people like me who tend to lean more toward the left, we admit that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are Zionists and that they're horrible when it comes to Palestine. But like Trump supporters won't admit that. They'll be like, no, Trump isn't like a shill of the Zionist. Like, yeah, he is. Yes, he is. That's why he took $100 million from Miriam Adelson. The only reason why Trump moved the embassy to Jerusalem was because Miriam Adelson and the Zionists told him to. The only reason why Trump destroyed the Iran deal that was working, the only reason why he did that was because the Zionists told him to. Like, he is a Zionist cuck. Let's not pretend. That's the other thing, too. When people go, Trump's anti-war. Really? Because a lot of the problems that we're having right now in the Middle East are because he destroyed the Iran deal. So yeah, Arab the man, that is absolutely true. Conservative ideology is all about being extremely reactionary or just not giving a shit about what's happening. True. True. Absolutely true. Any institution. Wait. I'm Puerto Rican and Black, so by design, I don't accept the fallacy that is any U.S. institution built a Supreme Court on 500 broken treaties and stolen labor. They are illegitimate. Yeah. And the Supreme Court is a joke. Like, it's an actual joke. You're never going to have, listen, the America is going to fall. The imperialism of the United States will fall just like all empires. And you're not going to have the backing of your people because they've made it so like difficult for so many Americans to live here that no one's going to want to defend it. And you know, all empires fall. And also this country refused to ever make it right for people like, you know, Puerto Ricans and people who live in Washington, D.C., who don't even get fair representation. There was never any reparations to Black Americans, like foundational Black Americans, or to Indigenous people. Like, I don't know if a lot of you know this, but a lot of Indigenous people, Native Americans, live in absolute, like, horrible poverty, like awful poverty. It's shameful. And honestly, a lot of the people that run this country, they don't have any allegiance to it. That's the other reason why I know the US is going to fall. Because the people that run this country, they don't have any allegiance to it, right? Like, they don't. A lot of them are really rich people or corporations that only care about how much money they can make and where offshore they can hide it. They don't have any allegiance to the country. Elon Musk doesn't have any allegiance to the country. All those guys on the All In podcast, like, I forget, I don't know how to say his name. It's like Shamath, and he's got a very, very long last name, but he's like a billionaire CEO. He doesn't have a name. None of these, when you're that rich, you don't have an allegiance to any country. You have allegiance to your wealth. So that is the reason why I also know that it's going to fall, because when the United States starts to crumble, like, it's already crumbling, but when it starts to collapse, there's only going to be a few people willing to defend it. And that's like some right wingers and like some like people that want to save the institutions. But like, there's going to be a lot of people that don't. And the billionaires are going to be like, bye. It's not she, bro. It's they. If Blakeley was voting for Jill Stein, I think they would be sitting on that info. Now, I can tell you this, though. There are a lot of Jill Stein supporters that are extremely annoying. Very annoying. Like, I need Jill Stein supporters to stop being so extra.